For over 25 years, the One Piece has stood as the greatest mystery in anime history. Countless pirates have chased it, entire eras have risen and fallen because of it, and yet not a single person in the world truly knows what it is. We only know two things for certain. It is real, and when Gold Roger found it, he laughed. That reaction alone has fueled decades of debate. Was the One Piece a weapon, a message, a joke, or something capable of changing the world itself? Today, we're breaking down the most serious, widely respected theories about what the One Piece actually is, and why the truth may be far bigger than any single treasure. One of the most widely accepted theories is that the One Piece is the means to reunite the world itself. According to this idea, the treasure is tied to the destruction of the Red Line, the massive landmass that unnaturally divides the seas. By breaking it, the four oceans would merge into one continuous world, creating the all-blue and fulfilling countless dreams across the series. This theory aligns with the political structure of One Piece, where the world government thrives on division and control. It also gives weight to Joyboy's failed promise and the prophecy surrounding Fishman Island. Roger's laughter, in this context, comes from realizing that the world's greatest secret was never about conquest, but about restoring what was once whole. Another major theory suggests the One Piece is Joyboy's final message to the future, a complete account of the Void Century and the downfall of the ancient kingdom. Rather than a weapon or tool, the treasure would be the truth itself, recorded history that exposes the world government's origins and crimes. This explains why Robin is so essential, why the Poneglyphs exist, and why Roger described himself as being too early. The knowledge was useless without the right people, the right weapons, and the right era. Roger laughed not because the truth was meaningless, but because he had reached the end of the journey knowing he could never act on what he learned. There is also the belief that the One Piece is a massive, tangible treasure left behind by the ancient kingdom, meant to prove its existence and prosperity. This theory leans heavily on Oda's own words that the One Piece is a real reward, not a metaphorical concept like friendship. However, its importance does not lie in its material value alone. The treasure only gains meaning when combined with the lost history, the ancient weapons, and the collapse of the current world order. Roger laughed because he found something undeniably real, yet completely useless in an era that was not ready to accept it. Some fans believe the One Piece is intentionally childish or absurd, reflecting the spirit of Joyboy himself. Rather than a grand weapon or historical document, it could be something simple, comedic, or even ridiculous, something that embodies freedom and joy rather than power. This theory fits One Piece's core identity as a story that never abandons humor, even in its darkest moments. Roger's laughter becomes literal instead of symbolic, a genuine reaction to the sheer audacity of Joyboy's final joke. In this interpretation, the value of the One Piece lies not in what it is, but in who finds it. Finally, there is the theory that the One Piece is designed to end the age of pirates entirely. Once discovered, it exposes the truth of the world, dismantles the world government's authority, and removes any reason for piracy to continue. Roger's decision to announce the treasure to the world was not an act of chaos, but of preparation. He ignited an era to ensure the right person would eventually reach Laugh Tale. The One Piece, then, is not a beginning but an ending. It is the final chapter of an age defined by freedom, ambition, and rebellion. No matter which theory ends up being true, one thing is clear: the One Piece was never meant to be claimed by just anyone. It's a discovery that reshapes the world, exposes its lies, and forces a new era to begin. Roger reached the end and laughed because he understood the truth, but he also knew the world wasn't ready for it. Now, that moment is approaching again. When the One Piece is finally revealed, it won't just answer a mystery that's lasted decades. It will redefine everything we thought this story was about. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like the video and subscribe for more deep dives into the mysteries of One Piece. Because when the truth finally surfaces, you won't want to miss it.